Hey there, I'm Angela and welcome back to Hobby Night. Today I'm going to share with you 10 great gifts for your favorite wargamer this holiday season. That's right, we are officially into the holiday season. Whether you are celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Boxing Day, whatever it is, let's go ahead and talk about some great gifts that you can get for either the wargamer or tabletop enthusiast in your life. Now, the focus of this particular list, I wanted to focus on things that were in stock and currently available, that were reasonably priced, as well as things that would work for any tabletop enthusiast, including if they might already have some of these things. Hopefully they wouldn't even mind getting more of it because I think all of these items are pretty fantastic. Let's go ahead and jump into number 10. Let's start at number 10 with the Army Painter dry brushes. Anytime I bring these dry brushes on camera, I always get people asking about them in the comments, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to talk about why I like them. It's mostly to do with this round tip on it because I find that when I apply paint to it, it holds the paint super well and applies it more smoothly and evenly to the model that I'm working on. And it has a wonderful ergonomic handle, making it a lot easier to hold and more comfortable to hold during long painting sessions, which I found especially useful when I was working on the Chaos Cultist Necrons because that is entirely done with dry brushing. So if you have a gamer in your life who's been using an old beat up brush or is looking to upgrade their dry brushes, maybe check out the Army Painter's dry brushes. Before we continue on with our list, I do want to talk about today's video sponsor, Mantic Games. Mantic, the creators of Kings of War and Firefight, have a brand new Kickstarter that's currently live that's entirely focused on terrain and bringing the background to the foreground. Terrain Crate 3 allows you to dress your grimdark or far, far away alien landscapes with beautiful modular trees and a huge selection of great scatter terrain at fantastic value for your money. While this is not a gift that you can currently give to your favorite wargamer this holiday season, it is something that I think they would highly appreciate, and I know I, for one, am very interested in this. There's a variety of really cool looking sculpts to be able to paint up, and I love seeing a variety of alien terrain and really expanding what I can get for my terrain collection to make my boards that much cooler as I play on them. If you are interested in this, you can find a link to their Kickstarter in the video description or in the pinned comment. And once again, thank you to Mantic Games for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to the list. We're gonna be sticking with the Army Painter at number 9 and talking about Speed Paint. Now, Speed Paint is the Army Painter's direct competition to Contrast Color from Citadel, which I do really like, but after having used these for a little bit, I'm really gravitating towards some of the colors, specifically Pallid Bone and Holy White are great. Plus, they're significantly cheaper than Contrast Colors, which I cannot highlight enough. Plus, you can also buy them in pre-built sets, which just makes gifting them a lot easier. Additionally, if your wargamer really dislikes the Contrast Colors, where they have those really awkward pots, these come in lovely dropper bottles preloaded with a mixing ball, making getting them ready to go a lot easier. So I cannot recommend the Army Painter's Speed Paints more highly. At number 8, a portable light box. Now, if you are a painter or you know somebody who likes to paint miniatures and they also like to share pictures or videos of those miniatures online, I cannot recommend a portable light box more. They collapse down for easy storage once you're done with them, but they allow you to capture beautiful footage and photos of the artwork that you are producing, whether it be Lego builds, miniatures that you've painted, figures that you're posing. It doesn't matter, you can put them all into this light box and get some great footage. And one of the great benefits is you can just use your cell phone. So you don't have to get anything extra for your hobbyists this holiday. You can just pick them up a light box, they can use their phone and get to posting amazing photos. I use it all the time in my videos and for my Instagram when I'm posting finals of my projects, and I think it's just a great tool that I cannot recommend more. At number 7, Under Falling Skies by publisher Czech Games Edition. Under Falling Skies is a solo game with a multi-mission campaign. In each mission, you take charge of defending a besieged city. Your actions are powered by an innovative dice placement mechanic. When you choose an action, you are also choosing which enemy ships will descend Bigger numbers give better effects, but they also cause ships to descend faster. Now, why did I put Under Falling Skies on this list? Well, it's partially because I personally love tower defense games, and that's essentially what this game is. I also love the fact that it reminded me of Space Invaders, the classic arcade game. So if you know anybody who went to arcades back in the day, maybe loves that game, this is that game on the tabletop with a bit more complexity to it. But how do they add in that complexity? Well, they introduce it slowly through the campaign, which I absolutely love. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that one of the big factors for me in games is if they have a campaign and they slowly introduce new rules and complexities through that, and that's exactly what Under Falling Skies does. And I love how they introduce narrative and tell you about all the new rules through these amazing, gorgeously illustrated comic book pages. Plus, it's a relatively small game, so it doesn't take up a huge amount of space on the tabletop. And just look at the box, look at the components. They are beautiful and gorgeous, and I love rolling the chunky dice, so I definitely recommend Under Falling Skies at number 7. At number 5, one of my favorite video games of this year, Total War Warhammer 3. Total War Warhammer 3 is a turn-based strategy and real-time tactics video game developed by Creative Assembly and published by Sega. It is part of the Total War series and the third to be set in the Games Workshop Warhammer Fantasy fictional universe. Now, Total War Warhammer 3 came out earlier this year in a little bit of a weird state, but now with Immortal Empires fully in and some new Chaos Lords, I am absolutely loving the game again. If the person you are getting this for is a massive fan of the Warhammer Old World, that sweet, sweet Warhammer fantasy, this is where Games Workshop has condensed all of that energy and crammed all of those characters into, and frankly, it's kind of glorious, including the graphics. I absolutely think this game looks stunning. The gameplay itself is very engaging and dynamic, and not only does it have a great single-player campaign, but you can also play it as a co-op game, with actually quite a number of co-op players as well, which is fantastic to see. So if you have a group of friends that you want to be playing it with, or your partner, this might be the perfect game for them. Now, one of the other things that I do want to call out about Total War Warhammer 3 is that it is available on Xbox Game Pass. So, hashtag not sponsored, if you want to get the person an Xbox Game Pass, not only will they get access to Total War Warhammer 3, but they'll also get access to a variety of other games, including some other Warhammer titles, including Vermintide, Darktide, and I believe even Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate. So if that sounds exciting and like a perfect gift for your wargamer, check out Total War Warhammer 3 on Xbox Game Pass. At number 5, Star Wars Legion. Star Wars Legion invites you to enter the ground battles of the Galactic Civil War as the commander of a unique army of miniatures filled with troopers, powerful ground or repulsor vehicles, and iconic characters like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. While innovative mechanics for command and control simulate the fog of war and the chaos of battle, the game's unpainted, easily assembled minis give you a canvas to create the Star Wars army you've always wanted to lead into battle, whether you fight for the monolithic, oppressive Galactic Empire or the ragtag Rebel Alliance. So why did I pick Star Wars Legion? Well, other than the fact that I am absolutely obsessed with what Disney Plus is doing with their Star Wars shows right now, I actually think it's a much faster and a more tactical game than Warhammer 40k, at least in its current edition is. I also think the miniatures are absolutely stunning. Atomic Mass does a great job in both making them easy to assemble as well as easy to paint. And if you are interested in Star Wars, or the person that you're buying this for is interested in Star Wars, and they like Clone Wars, maybe hold off and get the original core set for Star Wars Legion, because that focuses on the original trilogy, whereas Shatterpoint, which comes out later next year, is going to be all about the Clone Wars, and I'm looking forward to that one as well. At number 4, the Plaidolix storage shelves. Now, I got these off Amazon, and the reason I like this particular brand is because they arrived to me quickly. They required no glue for putting them together, which meant getting them together was actually very simple and very fast. And they have a couple different options for whether or not I want to store my Citadel paints or my dropper bottles. So if you have a wargamer that prefers one or the other, there's definitely going to be options. They also have a lot of options for storing your tools as well as other materials that the hobbyist uses every day, and it'll help organize the desk, which I think is very important because for me, I like having a clean desk to work on, and these drawers help keep me organized. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in and let you know that I've recently started live streaming. So if you never want to miss those, or if you've been enjoying the content you're watching today, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Now, let's go ahead and jump back to the video. At number 3, I wanted to put something that was ergonomic, perfect for the hobbyist or desk jockey in your life, and that is a footrest. Now, why would I put this on this list? It seems a little boring. Well, because it's actually very useful, and if you're anything like me, you might suffer a little bit of leg pain or back pain while you're sitting at your desk painting, or the wargamer that you might be getting this for is struggling with that. And a footrest that sits beneath your desk is just something that I have found immensely helpful. It's more ergonomic, it helps me with my posture, and I have noticed that I've had a lot less pain going forward when I've been using it, so it might be something to get for your wargamer. At number 2, the Vortex Mixer. The Vortex Mixer, I think, is one of the best gifts you can get any hobbyist any time of the year, but especially this holiday season, because inevitably their paints are going to separate. It is something that's just going to happen, and you have to shake the paints together to make sure that they're emulsified before you start using them. Well, this can be very tiring, it can cause some arm strain, and it can slow down the painting process. So to save your hobbyist time, getting them a Vortex Mixer to help them mix those paints together is an ideal choice, which is why I put it at number 2. At number 1, Undaunted Stalingrad. Undaunted Stalingrad is a monumental platoon-level standalone campaign game with a branching narrative that expands the series' scope and challenge beyond anything that's come before. Featuring more than 300 unique illustrations by Roland McDonald and 150 evocative mission briefings written by acclaimed author Robbie McNiven. Immerse yourself in this campaign at the heart of the war. Now, if you are a fan of this channel, then you know I've talked about the Undaunted franchise for quite a while, and Stalingrad is their newest edition, and I absolutely love the look of this game. They are including brand new mechanics while keeping to that deck building mechanic, which I absolutely love, and this game is stunningly beautiful. The illustrations in it are just gorgeous. It's this amazing watercolor art, and honestly, I love what this game makes me feel. I get great joy when my men succeed at their missions, and I feel absolutely devastated as I lose them off my board. And as the game goes on through its campaign, new mechanics get introduced, and I absolutely love that in all of my games. Now, the Undaunted Stalingrad edition is not coming out until December 6th, but you can currently pick up the Undaunted Normandy or the Undaunted North Africa games, which are also extremely excellent, and I would highly recommend. So that is why they've made it to my number 1 spot. All right, that has been my list of 10 great gifts for the wargamer or hobby enthusiast in your life. If you enjoyed these gifts and you think you want to get some of them for your friends or family, make sure to use the links in the video description below. They do help out the channel, as well as getting you some cool stuff to put under the tree, in a stocking, or however you want to present your gift this holiday season. Now, before I head out, I do want to give a final thank you to Mantic Games for sponsoring today's video, as well as my patrons for making it so content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we would not be doing this, so thank you very, very much. I have been Angela, and I hope you have a wonderful hobby night and a very happy holidays.